So they were like, no, we got it, we can do this. Okay, cool. Then in 2021, they asked me what my status was for the design of the project. I sent them an email that I told them in 2021 and told them that you guys never hired me to move anything past the survey. And they immediately hired me to do the NRI. They also needed a floodplain study and a wetland study, but I didn't charge extra for it. Then the concept plan was long. The submission was long. And because they required road improvements, but after over a year, we were able to get this deferred. Then in December 2024, I asked the architect what they are doing for the utilities. He says he has it handled. Then in March 2025, when we are close to approvals, we get one last comment from all the agencies asking where the septic is. I emailed the architect and he says that he hasn't done it. I speak to the owner and she's upset, crying because it's been so long. The architect from there asked me to stop communicating with the owner because he doesn't want her to get upset anymore, because I guess he takes it out on her. I have no choice. This project is moving and I'm being blamed for it when it's not entirely my fault. Now we're in September 2025. We are here. We finally got the septic information from the Department of Health. We're gonna just go ahead and show you how we laid it out based on the department's recommendations. So let's engineer something. So here we're creating the site and septic plan for this not so new, old project. Taking information from a previous project, just wanted to lay it out so we can send it over to Department of Health. They don't really, as they said, they don't approve the plans. They do provide recommendations as to the spacing and all of that for the site. So they have provided us recommendations on the sizing of this unit. Right now, we're just gathering information, setting up the plan sheet for health department's submission. I'd like to do a horizontal title block. This is public information, so there's no thievery. Saving that. Again, just obtaining information and making sure that we're pointing to all the correct things. So on this site, this project it's taken us a long time. We started in 2021 and it was like paused for a long time. Something that happens a lot is that someone will hire the contractor. The contractor says, get an architect. They hire an architect. Architect does the entire design, layout, everything for like a year, 2 years. They also say, get a survey, just get a survey. So I just do the survey. I come back after a year and they're like, hey, we found out that we need to do all this other stuff. So it actually started in 2021, but we didn't really start moving on the project till like maybe 2022. And then we got the client, no, we need to do an NRI. I was like, okay, NRI needs to be done before anything else. So now that we're done with that, here is a septic. We're installing the septic. We are using a vat unit so that if we didn't use a vat unit, use a 1,500 gallon storage set for the septic. And that would need us to do an initial field, a secondary field, and a third field as well. And that's just Maryland requirements. We're installing septic systems. We have an offset of 10 feet from the property line here. And from each unit is recommended 9 feet spacing from the unit to unit. So that's from the outside, not center. So if you offset it by just 9 feet, no, that's wrong. It's supposed to be from the space of it. So how it's actually installed in the field. They're not measuring from the center of it when you're doing it in the field. They're measuring from the side, from the edge of this trench to this edge of this one. Again, we're just making sure that we're 100% 10 feet, even if it's a little bit. I'm very anal, so I'm just gonna look at it, see if it's it's a little bit over, like by like 3.2 feet. I'm still gonna move it over, make sure that we're completely within the 10 feet, just so that for approval purposes. So here, making sure that we're all the way in the 10 feet. And then another thing is they also wanted us to not have an offset and a distance from any type of disturbance. Here, each trench is about 3 feet. Then this one needs to be 9 feet away. So all this will be adjusted as well. Another thing, like I said, because we need an offset from any type of limits of disturbance, we also have to redesign this area as well. So we already moved over this area, and we'll be going into the X site. It was important to buy DPI, and soils weren't willing to approve it at that time. It's because everything on the site needs to be figured out. Because this is septic, this takes up a good amount of site. We have the septic in the back area. That was wrong because this is a wetland. It's best to have it as far away from the stream, which is in the back of the lot, as possible. And then the well will be in the back area where we had originally proposed the septic. So important when you do a design, first things you do, get Department of Health involved and figure out where you're going to be placing this. Do a survey. You can know the limits of your property, so you can know the offsets. Again, removing this, we're adjusting the driveway because we need that offset from the site. Another thing, like I said, I like to do, I like to just copy the stuff from the other projects that have been approved, just to make sure that all those informations that they're looking for are shown in. So see that you can see now we're offset by 9 feet on each trench, about 9 feet away from each other. This one, she said, as long as it makes sense space-wise, and then this one is 3 feet as well. So all of them are going to have that good spacing. We're showing the information for the drainage field and for the replacement field. We did get more information on this afterwards, and as well as the replacement field as far as the depth. She really just said, just as long as the spacing's available. Actually, right now, Victor is on the way to the sites to do a survey of the stakes of where they did the borings. So this may have to be adjusted afterwards. So we're waiting to submit now what we did, and we're plotting now, and we're looking at it. I'd like to really thoroughly look at it. This information is temporary for now. And now we are just going to send an email to the reviewer just to see, hey, does this plan make sense? And also just ask the additional questions that we may need. So here is where we ask where flags so that we can know to just go back out and to stake it out. You'll see that because you notice there's no borings shown on the plan. And also I'm sending it to the architect separately. And again, I'm sending a separate email to the architect so they can know to offset it and how this is how it's going to look preliminary for now. But once we get the location of the stakes, it may change, and just let them know that the design of the driveway has slightly changed so that they can keep that in mind for later on. And also, I was told consistently that this project would be septic and well. The owner then sent an email last week stating that she wanted half well and half WSSC. The architect, he again said he'll handle it. I waited 2 days and I told him I will help out. He said okay. I sent all the paperwork to the owner for this connection. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and explore all my other engineering nightmares. I'm joking, I kid. See you guys next time. Bye.